Hello guys, welcome to RealMan Talk, where we talk about real men issues. So we want to break down a few things that affect men and things that men go through. As usual, we have issues as men and we need to talk about them. But before we talk about all these issues that are affecting us as men, it's good to figure out who a man is. So it's about time we define who a man is in the society. And I don't know if we have a parameter that we can measure to which level a man is a man or to which level a man is not a man. With me today, I have Justice and Edwin. Karibuni. So, who is a man? And with your perception, let's give me a perception of who is a man. Let's try to tell me.
In a setup in the rural area, when an old lady or a grown-up lady wants to go out at night, and there is a young boy in the house, he and another older lady in the house. This older lady, she rather holds the hand of this young boy and they go out and then they come inside the house. I want to say a man is a symbol of leadership. When God was calling out to Adam, he was calling out to Adam, where have you taken your leadership role? Now you've gone astray. You listened to your wife and now you have gone astray. So that is why he's calling out to Adam. So a man is a symbol of leadership. In a family setup, he's the head of the family. And I go ahead and say, this scenario I gave about a lady going out with a young boy. A man signifies security. So in short words, I could say a man is authority, a man is leadership, a man is security.
A man is leadership.
Yes.
Edwin.
Just to add on to what my colleague has said, a man is defined by his roles, right? A man is a provider, he's a protector, he's a visionary, he's the head of the home. He by default, he's a leader. You know, even in the account of the Garden of Eden, he created man first, Adam first, and then Eve followed. So he's a leader by default, right? But you find that, so the roles we partake define us, but the process to being a man is not defined. Because just because you are a male does not necessarily mean you are a man. You can be a male, but if you abdicate your roles as prescribed by the society or the culture and the tradition, then you're not really a man. So becoming a man is a process, and it is in phases. In an African cultural context, there is that stage whereby a boy goes through initiation, that is circumcision. It is significant in the sense that he is leaving one stage of life and going to another stage of life, whereby now he is considered or deemed to be a man who can take up responsibility. And shortly after initiation, then, you know, a man that he can take on the role of being a husband, being a father, so on and so forth. So it is in stages. Now the question we have to ask ourselves is this: if the process of if it is a process, becoming a man is a process, then who is there to take the boy child by the hand and lead him to that, you know, level of manhood? Because just because I put on trousers this morning doesn't make me a man. It doesn't make me a man. A man is about responsibility, it's about values, it's about ethics, it's about integrity, it's about character. Now the generation we are in, we are not talking about that, because those are not considered to be important things. We are more we are more geared towards achieving. We are more geared towards the superficial aspect of success. if I drive a big car, live in a big house,
So you perceive to be a man.
yes, perceived to be a man, but that's not really what a man is all about. So we have to retrace our steps and go back and really rediscover what a man is. And like I said, a man is defined by his roles.
Yeah, so in this generation right now, young men are still struggling to figure out if they are really the men or the man they want to be. So how do you figure out, how do you work on yourself to find yourself as a man? I mean, Edwin, how do you work on yourself?
In the current world where we are now, we have many challenges. Surprisingly, if you could go to a setup of guys and or a congregation or a group of people and ask them, how many of you have ever been told by their fathers that I love you? It's almost to none. It's almost to none. So when you want to rediscover yourself as a man, or when you want all those attributes to come into you as a man, it's a process, as the way my brother was saying. But this process is not defined, as in this is the way, as in you move from step 1 to step 2 to step 3 until you become a man. Again, it is an overtime process. Years by putting into practice some of these things you learn. So what I could say is that you have to learn what are the roles of a man. Naturally, we are born with some attributes that a man, you need to take charge, you need to take control. Along the way, we have this thing we call self-esteem, or in other words, we might even equate it to what we call ego. When a small cockerel wants to weaken, and a bigger cockerel is there, sometimes it fears. So we might be born with these natural attributes, or like you want to be, as in you want to lead, along the way, the self-esteem is affected. Maybe because of environment, maybe because of the family you come from. It's a broken family whereby the father is abusive, or you've never had a father figure in your life. So the environment which you grow in affects so much about you becoming a man. That is why we must rise above it, this challenge, and get to know who a real man is. When you know who a real man is, you learn towards becoming that man. Personally, I never had a privilege of knowing my father, because he died many years ago before I could be able to see. Consequently, I was brought up by my grandfather. That is the person I had as a father figure. So, there is that age gap and other challenges, but at least he provided that environment of a father figure. So when you find yourself in this environment, there are challenges. You have to rise above these challenges and get to know what becoming a man is. So it's according to the parents who have the young boys in their family to pay greater attention to equipping that young boy into becoming a man before the ego, before the self-esteem is affected, which might affect the outcome of having a good product, which is called a man. Yes.
Yeah. So thank you guys for watching this episode of RealMan Talk. We hope to catch you up later or watch this show later. Thank you.